Hi, this is Hank reporting from Kyiv, and this is my update on Russian-Ukrainian war. Let's see what happened around Ukraine in the last 24 hours. Breaking: NATO urges allies lift restrictions on weapons use. New missiles for K-52 helicopters. Crimean air defense deep analysis. Airport in Zaporizhzhya hit. Russian nuclear shield damaged. Again. Unexploded bomb found in Kharkiv. The problem is that over the past months we have not delivered to Ukraine what we promised. The United States has spent 6 months agreeing on a new aid package. European allies who promised 1 million ammunition have delivered nothing close to that amount. This is the direct speech of Jens Stoltenberg. The official statement of NATO Parliamentary Assembly sounds like this: NATO allies must accelerate deliveries of the crucial weapons that Ukraine needs to defeat Russia's war of aggression and should lift restrictions that prohibit their use against military targets inside Russia, the Alliance's Parliamentary Assembly declared on Monday. Ukraine must be provided with all that it needs as quickly as possible and for as long as it takes for it to win, said declaration adopted by NATO Parliamentary Assembly at the end of its spring session in Sofia. It urged allied governments to support Ukraine and its international right to defend itself by lifting some restrictions on the use weapons provided by NATO allies to strike legitimate targets in Russia. I dream that this decision will be made as soon as possible, and I bitterly regret that it was not made earlier, 2 years earlier. I understand perfectly what the policies of other countries towards Ukraine look like. You may feel sorry for our dying children and millions of people who are left without a home. You are probably already tired of our refugees, and some people do not understand why spend taxpayers' money to support that Ukraine when there are so many problems around in your own countries, and all these decisions are made only when it affects your interest. This is neither bad nor good, it's just the way things are. Another country cannot be closer to your home, this is fine. It's just that the war in Ukraine, every destroyed power plant or seaport directly affects everything. No grain from Ukraine means no food in Africa. No electricity in Ukraine means the electricity consumption of your power plants is growing due to electricity that we buy. No peace in Ukraine means that our women and children are forced to ask for protection and live with you, for which we are certainly eternally grateful. I really ask everyone, don't do a lot, do at least a little so that the war stops. The world is a much better place without war and when justice works. Thanks to all countries for your help. It feels like in every video I thank for support and ask for air defense. In this fragment of the video we see how a helicopter similar to K-52, the main combat helicopter of Russian army, launches a certain missile. They claim that this is a new X-69. Such a missile recently destroyed Tripilska power plant in Ukraine. This is bad news for us because it significantly expands the possibilities for using such helicopters and creates another threat for our air defense system, which is already overloaded with everything that flies from Russia. Until today, there have been no mentions of the use of these missiles by helicopters, which proves that Putin continues to develop his military machine and we need to strengthen the countermeasures. This is unique information. There are several analyses of Crimean air defense systems online, but here are the most specifics and numbers. Look at this photo. It clearly shows how the territory of the occupied peninsula is protected. The large red and small yellow circles are anti-aircraft missile systems that protect this area. Well, they are closing it. We all see the news and videos of certain drones and missiles that regularly fly into Crimea, so let's say they're trying to close the territory this way. As I see it, 12 ATACMS or Scalp or Storm Shadow missiles or, God forgive me, Taurus could destroy all long-range air defense systems with a direct hit, and another 16 would destroy short-range air defense systems. The huge blue circles are radars, which are also being destroyed little by little. I think it's just 12 precise hits would be enough to blind all the air defense in Crimea. You don't even need to destroy all the 28 launch systems, but 12 radars only. Without radars, no one will shoot down anything. Sounds so simple, right? You just need to send 12 missiles to the right place at the right time. A group of Ukrainian OSINT analysts, Vyskovy Vyshun, which means military broadcaster, collected data on what types of air defense Russia has today. Of course, we don't know with accuracy of one, since this is classified information, But in general terms, we can imagine what Russians have. These people disagree with the data shown by the Military Balance Service and conducted their own investigation based on photographs from social networks, satellite images, known production rates, and other secret data. I assume that someone in Crimea was okay to sell this info. According to visually confirmed data, that satellite imagery and photographs from field, Russians have lost from 11 to 13% of their all air defense systems since the start of the full-scale invasion. As analysts say, all air defense losses for Russians are still not critical. Yes, they're also losing the new super expensive S-350 and S-400 complexes, the best thing they have, but they still have great potential. Hey, Soviet Union built them for decades, and then Russia continued to arm itself while we distributed our nuclear weapons, powerful missiles, and destroyed brand new bombers. That's the truth. If you want peace, prepare for war. Ukraine is learning this lesson hard way. The link to the investigation with all the specifics will, as always, be under this video. Yesterday I talked about the Donetsk airport on the 10th anniversary of the start of the battles there, and on the same day Russians attacked the airport in the city of Zaporizhzhya and severely damaged the building. This is what it looked like a day ago. It was a new modern terminal built just 4 years ago. And this is what the airport in Zaporizhzhya looks like now. There may be a symbolism, there may be coincidence, but this is a fact. They are trying to destroy our entire infrastructure. Power plants, grain terminals, airports, train stations, factories, residential buildings, universities. I bet there is no longer a type of building that Russians have not attacked over the past 2 years. It's like some kind of a bad dream and I can't wake up. Last night, Ukrainian intelligence broke the distance record again. An unknown drone flew 1,800 kilometers to damage another Voronezh M radar station, which is considered part of Russia's so-called nuclear shield. Putin's red lines are rather brown. Look, NATO, no one cares, no nuclear weapons inside. All these conditional red lines are imaginary. This is just populism. Are you sure that we can't use Abrams? Are you sure that we can't use HIMARS? Are you sure that we can't use ATACMS? Are you sure that we can have F-16s? Are you sure that we can hit the Crimean bridge twice? Are you sure that we cannot sink the main warship cruiser Moskva? Are you sure that we can't hit the damn Kremlin on Red Square with a drone? Are you sure that we cannot destroy Russian refineries throughout the country? Stop being afraid of Putin. Make Putin afraid of justice. Kharkiv is still coping with the aftermath of the horrific bomb attack on the shopping center 2 days ago. To date, about 20 people have died and there are still missing. We don't know exact the number yet. This is a terrible event, inhuman. This photo shows a D-30 Arrow bomb from those launched from Russian aircrafts during that attack. But this bomb did not reach its target. There would have been even more casualties. Our military reports that Russians corrected this strike with the help of a drone, and they understood exactly where they were shooting. Every military pilot who carries hundreds of kilograms of explosives understands what they are shooting at. It doesn't happen any other way. Since our intelligence probably already has data on all Russian pilots and their families, it's only a matter of time before they are being prosecuted. I remind you that war crimes have no statute of limitations. Justice will catch up with you even decades later. Today there were many more events of an international scale and you most likely already heard about them from large agencies. Zelensky signed an agreement with Spain. France announced that the French military could come to Ukraine to train our soldiers. Sweden officially allowed Swedish weapons to be used on Russian territory, and this is a very good sign for us. The Peace Summit in Switzerland also provides a lot of information, and to be honest, I simply don't have enough time for everything. As long as I have electricity, I do my daily work as a photographer and write from 7,000 to 10,000 characters of text for these YouTube videos. Thanks everyone who watches and comments. It's important for me to understand that you need this and gives me strength to continue working. Please share these videos. This was my update on the Russian-Ukrainian war for the day number 824. Take care and see you tomorrow.